What's up, everybody? It's trading update for January 12th. A very interesting session we had yet again with no real economic data on tap. But we had news from the ECB this morning in the pre-market. This was early this morning. They were considering QE options again. This is something that's kind of been rolled around for the last couple of weeks now, and we shot up 10 handles on the news. And I remember waking up this morning, I'm looking at the futures. I'm like, oh, geez, we're gonna start trending back and all that kind of stuff. Especially after the positive GDP, or sorry, the unemployment report last Friday. We retraced all of that, literally, went to where we closed, yesterday at, which is around 204 on the SPY. Opened up here, popped a little bit, and then absolutely tanked to retrace that gap which was put in on that move higher here. So this gap right here, we went ahead and retraced that whole thing, and that's basically where we are right now. Things have been very bearish. If you take a look at the Qs were pretty much one of the major reasons here, one of the major sectors that really just dropped off. If we go back to today's activity, today in the chat room, most of us were just plugging away on names like Priceline, names like Netflix short. This Priceline has been nuts. Absolutely, another 30 points down on this thing. We take a look at this Netflix. You can see the same thing here. Netflix retracing back to that 320 area. And if you look back on these sort of longer charts, you can see all these, big high flyers just digging down on their recent lows. That they haven't been able to push through. So if we take a look at this price line and we look at this on a year basis here, you see this 1100, or sorry, this 1000 area, 1020 area as really a place where, this thing has kind of been bouncing. So now it looks like they're just getting through all of these places. And things are looking pretty bearish here going forward. Take a look at this Tesla. This was another one. Gap down here off the open. Again, oil was down. This thing gapped down about 4 points. It's pretty crappy after the morning session though. So for most part, very difficult action here after the open, which is again that's been the MO of most of our days here. You get that easy money off the open, chop for the rest of the day, and then end of day, you might see something crazy, which we're seeing right now, a retest here of those lows. Okay, some other interesting news here. I would say the fertilizer names are very bullish. These things have been extremely bullish, holding up pretty well. If we go back to a monthly here, this is CF. We take a look at potash and MOS. These things are also pretty bullish as well. These things aren't really selling off here with the markets. Twitter is another name that's pretty bullish here, kind of holding up. Lululemon. This thing was traded, traded very positively today off some news in the morning. You can take a look at what exactly that was on the trading update post that you'll see accompanied with this video. And other than that, most of the guys here in the chat room here, we're waiting to see when is it okay to start dip buying this market, and what names do you want to come back into in order to dip buy. I mean, right now I am long a little bit of Chipotle and Twitter. You can see my day here. I'm slowly building some longs here in Twitter and Chipotle, which I'm currently down in. Made some money short, the Teslas, the Netflix, as well as the Priceline. Apple here, was another very weak name, coming all the way in from, I think it was a 112 this morning. Yeah, so 112 this morning, absolutely tanked. Has been pretty bearish since. Now remember, she also had a gap from that 108, 109 area. Opened up here 109 and then ripped 3 points that day. So she basically retraced this, and we'll see where she is going forward. Names I'm looking for decent moves here going forward is this Baba. Definitely this Baba should be pretty interesting, considering she hasn't been able to bounce at all. Made a really nice move here. This was back in November here as we came into the holiday season. A lot of people have been too early to dip buy this one, but this one looks okay. And again, going back to the SPY, this is the most important thing. Is it what are we doing here? Is this the failed V? And it seems like there's so much sort of underlying bearishness everywhere. Is that it? But I can't really buy into that. Earnings season is going to start up real soon. We got Alcoa later on this week. We got J.P. Morgan reporting, Goldman Sachs reporting. So we're about to kick into this earnings season. I can see us chopping around this 202 area quite significantly for the next week or so. So we'll see how things are going forward, guys. We'll see you tomorrow for